and a winner go home. Cubs, Indians. Here we go. Looks like plays about to resume. Back up to the booth. Joe Buck and John Smoltz, guys. Take it away.
All right, Kevin, thank you. Just to finish on Aroldis Chapman, who you heard from Tom Verducci was in tears leaving the dugout a moment ago. Chapman 97 pitches in the last 3 games, and his most ever before in a 4-day span, 83. Back with the Reds in July of 2015. And I agree with Alex Rodriguez. You saw just how tough he was to pitch a 1-2-3 ninth after the heartbreak of the 8th. But now we're underway in the 10th, and it's Kyle Schwarber, who tonight is 2 for 4, and who has 5 career postseason home runs, all 5 last year. In his rookie year, you know what he's thinking. Hard hit, base hit. Leadoff man is on, and Schwarber pumping his fist down the first baseline. He's on to start the 10th. And after the long layoff, Brian Shaw, who came on in the top of the 9th, had to wait a 17-minute delay. And Schwarber now will be lifted for a pinch runner, Albert Almora. How about a 3-hit night for Kyle Schwarber?
Yeah, he's been unbelievable. The ball down, he gets to. The ball up, not so much. Shaw makes a mistake there. Tried to pitch him up. Got it into one of the sweetest swings on the Cubs lineup.
Well, there's the go-ahead run. Albert Almora. And the batter is the suddenly red-hot Chris Bryant, who has a hit, a walk, 2 runs scored tonight. Ball 1 missing. Now you're asking, John, for a lot out of Brian Shaw, who came on in the 9th, had to sit during the bottom of the 9th, albeit a 1-2-3 frame, and then a 17-minute delay.
Yeah, and the Indians will have all their resources going, and whatever Terry thinks are better matchups for particular hitters.
That pitch dangerously up, and Bryant fouls it back. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
At this point, Shaw is trying to will a ground ball. And when I say will it, you're talking about a great hitter who lifts the ball in Bryant. So you have to make a great pitch that he reaches to hit on the ground. Otherwise, he could gap you.
Fought it off. Good pitch in on the hands at 96. And Bryant checks his bat to make sure there are no cracks. Strike 2. Bryant has gone back-to-back games with a home run last night, a 4-hit game. Two and 2.
I said earlier, the team that handles emotionally all the ups and downs will be better suited to win a game. You spend so much energy. Cubs got off to a great start. Up, thinking, counting outs, got their closer in. And then that energy gets zapped from you and it gets shifted to the other side. Well, that rain delay kind of puts it more at neutral. And now it's up to the Cubs to try and create stress for the Indians here on the road in extra innings.
Bryant on 2 and 2. High fly ball into center. Back is Davis. 1 step from the wall. Tagging is Almora with great base running. And into second with 1 out. Good heads-up base running off the bench for Albert Almora. Heads-up base running off the bench for Albert Almora.
That was because somebody else, a little less experienced, would have think of rounding second and being prepared to score. But he saw the height of the ball. He saw Davis under it. And getting an extra base is more important than being able to potentially score if the ball is hit off the wall. That's a great read. A lot of people will be standing at second base getting ready to turn. And now he is at second base.
And now a hit could put the Cubs back on top. with Rizzo and Zobrist coming up and a meeting on the mound. The home plate umpire Sam Holbrook goes out to break it up.
Well, they're just choosing their poison. Which one do they want to pick? With a base open, they're not going to pitch to both of them. They're either going to pitch to Rizzo and get him out and walk Zobrist, in my opinion, to pace Russell. So figure out what Terry Francona wants to do.
Rizzo tonight hit by a pitch, an RBI single, and he will be intentionally walked. And the man who's trying to win rings in back-to-back seasons with two different teams, Kansas City a year ago, Chicago now, will be up with 2 on 1 out. Rizzo's gone 2 for 2 against Brian Shaw. His career numbers, so that I'm sure made the decision that much easier.
But that's respect right there. But I'll tell you one thing. Zobrist can handle a cutter from the left-hand side.
And he knows how to handle these spots. Came in red hot. Tonight, he's 0 for 4 with a run scored. Trying to deliver here in the 10th. Ball 1 from Shaw. The eyes of the world on Ben Zobrist. Strike 2.
Shaw has put 2, especially that one. Back door. Starts out a ball, catches the bottom right corner.
Zobrist spoils it. So they walk Rizzo. The go-ahead run at second. Zobrist, the veteran, up. The young shortstop Addison Russell on deck. Leadoff hit by Schwarber. Lifted for a pinch runner. Zobrist, that's a base hit. Cubs will take the lead. Almora digging to the plate. Zobrist delivers 7-6 in the 10th.
Stays on the ball so well, does Zobrist. Tremendous bat control, and there's a man that I don't know if he thought he'd play a role in tonight's 7th game.
But he scores the go-ahead run, and John, it was his heads-up base running. It really changed the complexion of this inning. It led to the intentional walk to Rizzo and led to the opportunity for Zobrist.
I'm telling you, if 10 guys were on the base, I don't know if 7 of them would have done what he did. So he deserves a lot of credit for thinking about the scenario, reading the center fielder, and not getting carried away with the moment and wanting to get to a position to score earlier than it was called for.
Second intentional walk.
And there's the cutter. He tried to go back door. He stays on it, slaps it the other way. And the Cubs.
Whew. What a reaction by Rizzo, and now Miguel Montero. Montero has only one hit this postseason. He's 1 for 11. It was the game-winning grand slam in Game 1 of the NLCS at Wrigley. And here he is with the bases loaded, 1 out, trying to add to the lead. Remember, odds are against Chapman going back out there. But that'll be another decision for Joe Maddon. We've seen Edwards up in the bullpen. Who will be on the mound for Chicago in the bottom of this 10th? Right now, ball 1 to Montero.
And Montero, another guy who can handle the cutter from the right-hander. Likes the ball coming into him out over the plate.
That's a foul ball.
That was exactly what Cleveland was looking for right there. It looks like that's the man right now that has Chicago on his rather slim but electric arm.
The 25-year-old. Chapman right now is in line for the win. But a long way to go. And Montero would like to take the pressure off the rest of this 10th. That's a base hit. Rizzo scores. Zobrist is held. 8-6 Chicago.
Unfortunately, 2 left-handers that like the cutter, and you see him stay on it again. Let's see, 2 hits, 2 bases loaded situations.
And listen to those Cub fans who have paid a dear price to be inside this stadium tonight. All the noise they're making. And you can hear them in Murphy's all the way here in Cleveland. 10th inning, pitching change. Cubs by 2. The Chicago Cubs at one point led 5-1. They were tied in the 8th, 6-6. And now lead by 2 in the 10th. Bases still loaded, and Trevor Bauer comes in out of the bullpen. He started the season in the bullpen. This postseason, he's made 4 starts, a record of 0-2. Lost game 5, John, 3-2 at Wrigley.
I think this matchup has a lot to do with the 4-seam fastball up, or 4-seam fastball with velocity against Hayward.
Bases loaded, infield in, and Hayward after the first pitch. Strike 1. The Indians in the bottom of this 10th will have Napoli, Ramirez, and Geyer. Getting into the area of the lineup for Cleveland that tied this game in the 8th. They're going to have to go to work again. But how big will this lead be?
Well, Schwarber getting the hit, just put a runner on, and then we saw the sac fly, and they weren't going to pitch to both Rizzo and Zobrist. They picked one. Zobrist made him pay.
Hayward swings at a terrible pitch that bounces in there, strike 2. That bounced 3 feet in front of the plate.
Well, he made his mind up. He was going to go after that fastball that he thought he was getting.
Good block by Gomes to keep the ball at the plate. and avoid a wild pitch. Hayward backed up at 0-2. Again, the infield is in. Teammates with 3 or more hits in a World Series game, Dexter Fowler and Kyle Schwarber join a list. George Brett and Darryl Motley for the Royals in '85. Willie Stargell and Omar Moreno for the champion Pirates in '79. Schwarber's hit started this uprising in the 10th. Hayward goes around and strikes out as Bauer bounces another in there. And a big strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Over the top curveball and getting ready for a fastball again. Hayward not recognizing it. And can't hold the swing. Baez' first pitch is going to be the whole key to this at bat. What does he do? What's he guessing? And does Bauer give him a first pitch fastball to get ahead and then spin the ball, or start him out with a breaking ball?
Remember last time Baez was up, Hayward had stolen second, moved to third on a throwing error by the catcher. The count had gone full, 3-2. They asked Baez to get a bunt down, and he fouled it for a strikeout. Carl Edwards still getting loose. Baez. Ball one inside from Trevor Bauer.
And I actually loved the call. I thought it really was going to be a great element that he could create a bunt in the right area and Hayward read it. He just didn't get it down.
Bases loaded, 2 out, 2 runs home. 8-6 Cubs. Hittable, and Baez swung through it.
See, that's what he would have seen against Shaw at 3-2.
Talk about 3 catchers on the active roster for Joe Maddon. Each catcher has an RBI tonight. As the Cubs have put up 8, including a home run by that man, David Ross, in his final big league game. Here's a 1-1. Strike 2. And Bauer came right after him at 95.
Seems like the more runners that get on, the bigger the swing. Trying to do way too much, trying to hit a 8-run homer instead of a grand slam.
Bases loaded, 2 out. The 1-2. This time Baez lays off the pitch that got Hayward. 2-2.
Good pitch selection and good choice. Problem is he threw a fastball way up high. So now the variance between the height of his swing and where that pitch ended up is really a lot bigger. Just a little bit higher of that curveball and he can't stay off of it.
How big is the lead for the Cubs going to be? High fly ball into center for Davis. And a great job by Trevor Bauer to limit the damage to 2. Bottom of the 10th inning. And the Cubs celebrated in the top half. Rizzo, Selbrist with a big hit. Back after this from your local Fox station. To you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Chicago Cubs are 3 outs away. The Cleveland Indians are looking for more heroics like they got in the bottom of the 8th as they trail by 2 in the bottom of the 10th. Zobrist, the go-ahead RBI double. Montero tacked one on. Flashes the signs for Carl Edwards Jr. We're about to find out about Carl Edwards Jr., the 25-year-old hard-throwing right-hander, looking for the 3 biggest outs of his life. A 48th round draft pick, deals high, a ball and a strike.
Well, he's got a really electric arm, and the ball will cut. The key for the Indians is staying off his curveball, trying to make that curveball thrown for strikes. But when you're trying to catch up to 96, you sometimes react to that curveball.
Here's a 1-1 to Napoli. Out of play right side, strike 2. Chapman ends up going an inning and a third. He allowed 2 runs, struck out 2. Allowed 3 hits, all with 2 out in that 3-run 8th. After taking over for Lester, in line for the win. 2-2. It's Napoli now. Jose Ramirez and Brandon Guyer. There is action for the Cubs in their bullpen. A strikeout starts the 10th. Carl Edwards got a taste of the big leagues last year, and he's getting a taste of an historic Game 7 here in 2016.
Absolutely. See the cutting action on that, and the guy that we heard from earlier having a hard time controlling his emotions, Rizzo, is so ready to erupt.
Strike 1 to Jose Ramirez. Indians need a base runner to have a chance. Ramirez 2 for 4 tonight. His hit chased Lester in the 8th. He scored on the double by Guyer. The 0-1. That is fouled down the right field line. Strike 2.
Carl Edwards was lined up on the line, and you had to pick a pitcher. You would never suspect that this guy could throw 97 miles an hour. Fluid arm action and late life.
Ball 1. Ball 2.
I just feel like saying, all the bosses out there, be patient with your employees tomorrow.
They're going to be sleep deprived.
A groggy morning. With 1 out, nobody on. Timeout. To Russell. 2 out. The Cubs are 1 out away. And the batter will be Brandon Guyer. Two teams with a combined 176 years of frustration and no world championship. Theo Epstein has been the drought buster. He was in Boston trying to do it in Chicago. 2 out, nobody on. Guyer takes a ball.
Didn't like that first pitch. Go after him. 96-97.
Two and 0. A deep breath for Carl Edwards Jr. 2 2 balls, no strikes on Geyer.
I just didn't like the first pitch. I mean, I know you start thinking again. That's the thing. Don't think about this is an out or I'm an out away from winning a championship. Just make one pitch at a time. And that first pitch got him a little bit off his game plan. Now 3-0.
It looked like Geyer went up there to take a strike. The first 3 have not been close. On deck is the hero from the 8th inning, Rajai Davis, who hit a 2-run home run to tie it at 6 off Chapman. Can Edwards throw a strike? Yes. A walk to bring the tying run up. And here comes Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, with Rajai Davis coming up. And Miguel Montero trying to guide Carl Edwards Jr. through this 10th. In the 8th, Rajai. Bedlam.
Well, against Edwards, much more difficult to do on cutters away for Davis. So I'm sure Bosio said, listen, come on. Don't pay attention to the guy first. Attack this hitter. And when you get with 2 strikes, maybe then you can kill him with a curveball.
Rajai Davis could tie it with a home run. Geyer will take second if he wishes. Cubs are giving it to him. Ball 1. And down to second is Geyer to take that force out away. No stolen base granted. Into center field, another hit. Here comes Geyer. The throw into second. It's a 1-run game. Davis delivers again. And that's going to be it for Carl Edwards Jr., who got the first 2, a walk and now an RBI single. With Michael Martinez, the scheduled hitter, the switch hitter, and nobody on the bench for Terry Francona here in the 10th inning. This is a 1-run game. Edwards is out. A longtime minor leaguer to the big leagues for the first time with Philadelphia. Now with Cleveland, came to the Indians last year, is up with 2 outs. He's 0 for 3 this postseason. There are his numbers during the regular year. He did hit 1 home run. He's the winning run at the plate, and you've got a base stealer at first in Rajai Davis.
Decent move out of Montgomery. Not a good arm, Montero. Curveball delight. Look for the ball in the dirt, and if you think you've got the opportunity, steal a bag, because the odds of getting multiple hits here with 2 outs, although the Indians have done it before.
Here's the 0-1. This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series. Bryant makes the play. It's over, and the Cubs have finally won it all. 8-7-10. the Cubs, no more wait till next year. No more talk of 1908. They win Game 7 in 10 heart-pounding innings. And for good measure, the foot of Kris Bryant slipped on that final out, but he still threw a strike to Rizzo. And the Cubs, Joe Maddon in charge, have won the World Series. What a game. What a series. What a night. Down to Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Joe. I'm with Kris Bryant. Kris, describe what it was like to field that last play.
Oh, man. I knew he was fast. I knew how to get rid of it. It's wet out here, the longest game ever. Oh, my. That's one of the best games anybody will ever see.
The 17-minute rain delay. How much did that reset your team? What did you guys do in the clubhouse?
That was the best thing for us. I mean, we all got together in the weight room, and, you know, we all supported each other. You know, Chappie was a little upset. You know, that guy works his butt off. I mean, Jason Heyward led the way. I mean, talking us up, getting us ready, and you saw what we did there.
Kris Bryant, the Chicago Cubs are World Series champions for the first time in 108 years. How does that sound?
It's the best thing I've ever heard. I've never won an award as a team. I've always been able to do it individually, but this trumps everything. I mean, I'm out here crying, man. I'm so happy. I mean, I can't even really put into words how this feels.
Kris, congratulations.
Thank you.
Now to you, Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Tom. Anthony, that's a game that will be talked about for a long, long time. What was it like to be a part of it?
I don't know, but it happened. It happened. Chicago, it happened. We did it. We're world champions, Ken. And that's it. We're world champions. I can't believe it.
You just told me that was the best rain delay of all time. What changed?
We just got together. Honestly, Jason Heyward called a meeting, all new players. And we rallied together. We rallied strong. We knew that we could do this. We know we keep fighting. We never quit. We always say it. And we pulled together, and the boys believed, and we won.
Now, it's been 108 years, as you know. What's it like being part of the team that brought the World Series title back to the north side of Chicago?
I can't even put it into words. It's just Game 7 of the World Series. It's unbelievable.
The ball, will you keep it?
I don't know what I'm going to do with that ball. It's going to be cherished forever, though. We're in the books. We're in history forever. This team is brothers forever, no matter what.
Anthony, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thanks,
Joe, back to you.
Kenny, thank you. The winner is Aroldis Chapman, who goes to 2-0 this postseason. The save from Mike Montgomery, picked up in season from Seattle. It is his first save in the major leagues. And with the runner going, Martinez chops one to third. Bryant slipped. His throw was true. And the Chicago Cubs have won it 8-7. Meanwhile, the Indians kept battling back. Came back from down 5-1 tonight. Had a 3-run eighth. Got to within a run in the 10th. But in the end, it's the Cubs who end the drought. Let's go down to Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Joe. Jason Heyward, top of the 10th inning, a rain delay. You call a team meeting. Tell me why you did it, what was said.
I just had to remind them who they were. I just had to remind everybody who we are, who these guys are, what we were coming to get here. Win or lose, we never worried about that approaching every day. Beginning of every day, we never worried about win or loss. We just worry about how we're going to go out there, have fun, compete, be right there for the guys next to us, and not take this situation for granted. So I just had to remind them that, man, I'm proud of them. I say it all the time, but I'm proud of these guys.
This team was down 3-1. You blew a lead with 4 outs to go. What is it about the Cubs that made them world champions?
Every time we got asked to do something this year, I'm telling you, Tom, every time we answered it. Every single time these guys pissed off, wanting to be the guy to do it, didn't get a chance to do it, whatever it is, for whatever reason, but these guys overcame that for the guys in the clubhouse, man. And outstanding job. We got great leadership. Coaching staff's awesome, unbelievable. Ownership, front office, man, they let us do our thing. They gave us everything we could ever ask for to try and get a job done, and you never know what's going to happen, but they believed in us.
Tonight, you're a world champion. Congratulations.
No, I appreciate it.
Now to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Tom. John, you were just staring at your cap that says World Series champions. This is why you signed here. What's the feeling now that you've accomplished it?
How about that? I mean, I don't even know. You know, I see the guys that, the coaches and the players that have been through. They've been through it all. You know, and you know, the fans. I mean, look at this place. I mean, you'd think we're at Wrigley. Man, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's to be a part of this is I don't have words to really tell you how I feel right now about this. I mean, I think it's all surreal, and man, it's a great feeling.
John, your own role in this, coming in relief, how difficult was that?
Man, I mean, I've always had a lot of respect for bullpen guys. I know how many times we put them in sticky situations and they always bail us out as starting pitchers. And to come in a situation like that, I know we had the lead and all that stuff, but man, it's definitely a situation that I don't want to be in anymore. You know, it's tough, man. That's a tough deal with the crowd and how loud and the emotions, and you know, main thing was I didn't want to give up Kyle's run. That was kind of what it came down to, and I ended up doing it. But man, it's not a good feeling being down there. You don't know when you're going in and when to warm up and all that other stuff. But we got it done. We got it done. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how.
Thanks, John, very much. Congratulations. Joe, back to you.
What an effort tonight by Jon Lester. He goes 3 in relief of Kyle Hendricks. Chapman an inning and a third. He gets the win. So much coming up. Post-game coverage from here in Cleveland, and look at all the Cubs fans that are still here. And watch the reactions from the dugout. To the veteran catcher who's walking away, a champion. To the manager who finally won it all for the Chicago Cubs. To the man who put the plan in action. And all the fans, famous and otherwise, celebrating in Cleveland, Ohio. What a series. Squeezed every drop out of this. Part of the young core for Chicago. Chapman, yeah, he blew the save, but he pitched a perfect ninth, and he gets the win. Carl Edwards got the first 2 outs of the 9th inning. And then Mike Montgomery got the final out. History in Cleveland, Ohio. The trophy ceremony coming up, and the Chevrolet Most Valuable Player Award. Long night ahead on Fox and FS1. Congratulations, Chicago. This is at Murphy's Bleachers in Chicago, just outside Wrigley Field. And then outside Wrigley Field as the celebration is on. The Cubs win it tonight in a great World Series, a tremendous Game 7. They win it in 10. Let's go down to the field again. Here's Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, David. This was your final game. It was an epic game. What was it like to play in this?
A lot of ups and downs. I'm totally exhausted. What a group of winners. What a group of resilient winners. These guys have never quit. They've answered every challenge all year long. When you want to just crumble when that ball goes over the fence, these guys fight back and continue to have good at-bats and play their game. We use every guy on our team, position player-wise. And that says a lot about this team. It's been that way all year. We got guys that didn't make the roster that are great players. It's a good organization. I'm so happy for these guys, and I'm just glad they took me on this journey.
When you hit the home run, you looked almost stunned. What was it like going around the bases?
You'd be stunned too if you had my swing. It was good. You know what? It was. We're gonna get a picture. It was floating around those bases, but I just focused on the win. I'm trying. You know, I felt like I let 2 in. As soon as I come in the game, I give up 2 runs. So it was nice to get 1 back. So proud of this group.
Last question. You said you're retiring because of your family. You want to spend more time with them. How much was that on your mind tonight?
It wasn't. I was staying in the moment. When we won the first start, I thought it was my wife and kids. What a great way, what a great journey these guys took me on, this trip. I'm so proud of these guys. The city of Chicago deserves this with these guys. With these guys.
That's the way to end that interview. You saw the hug from Joe Maddon, who becomes the 2nd Cubs manager ever to win a world championship. The other one, Frank Chance, player manager in 07 and 08. What a night. What a game. Kevin Burkhardt, down to you.
Okay, Joe Buck, thank you very much. This Cubs clubhouse is fired up and ready to go. The commissioner, Rob Manfred, is here. We've got the commissioner's trophy, and let me introduce who's with me up here from the Cubs. Tom Ricketts is here, the owner and executive chairman. We've got Theo Epstein, the president of baseball ops, Crane Kennedy, president of business ops down there, Jed Hoyer, the general manager, and of course, Joe Maddon, the manager. I think we have some hard work to present, Commissioner. Why don't we do that?
We do indeed. It is an honor to present the World Series trophy, and this one is really historic. Your fans waited 108 years, and you delivered in style with an amazing comeback from down 3-1. So Tom, Theo, Crane, Jed, and Joe, congratulations.
Tom, what does it feel like to hold this right now?
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, I just think about, you know, so many millions of people giving so much love and support to this team for so many years. To finally pay them back, it's all for the fans. I give all the credit to the players, Joe and his great coaching staff, Theo and Jed, all the hard work they did, everything Crane did for the ballpark and the business and the neighborhood. Man, it's a team effort, and we're just happy to have this. Thank you so much.
I know you had a great vision, and I know you certainly hope, but now you can officially say it. The Cubs are World Series champs. How does that sound to you?
I just want to say this real quick. Hey, the Cubs are World Series champions! Feels pretty good. First time I've said it.
I'd say so. Go enjoy it, Tom.
First time I've said it. It feels pretty good. Thanks.
Let's bring in Theo. Come on in, Theo. Congratulations to you. I'll pass that over. I just have to know, you're watching this in the stands, and what are you thinking? How are you surviving this heart attack game tonight?
It's fitting. It's got to be done with one of the best games of all time. Just unbelievable. And what a testament to our players, their grit. You know, when we gave up the lead and then during the rain delay, I walked by the strength and conditioning room. They were all gathered around saying, like, this is only going to make it sweeter, boys. Let's grind, here we go. And they went out and had an unbelievable inning, scored 2 runs. But first, got to congratulate the Cleveland Indians, the Dolan family, Chris Antonetti, Mike Chernoff, Terry Francona, incredible postseason manager, great organization, phenomenal year. What a battle this whole series and tonight. But our fans deserve this. Our players deserve this. Chicago Cubs are world champions.
Yeah, what do you think Chicago's like right about now?
I can't wait to go back. We don't need a plane to fly home, but you know, our fans just deserve it so much. And all the former Cubs, everyone, this is for so many people. Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, Billy Williams, who's still here to come celebrate with us tomorrow when we see him. We're bringing the trophy home to you guys. It's been a century in the making, and no one deserves it more than Cub fans, Cub players, the Cubs organization. Tom Ricketts, our scouts, player development guys, Joe, the coaches, the staff. Unbelievable job. What can I say?
Theo, congratulations. Enjoy it. That's Theo Epstein. We're going to get Joe. Joe, come on in here. Joe Maddon, the manager. That looks good in your arms, Joe. How does it feel for you?
It's the baby. It's your first baby. It's pretty incredible.
standing here among all of our guys. This is why this has all happened. There's a tough game, obviously, the way they came from behind. We kind of regrouped during the rain delay, and this group never quits, just like they had just said. So give our guys all the credit in the world. A phenomenal bunch of professionals.
Well, as you look at these guys right here who are all staring at you, ready to party, what are you most proud about of what you've accomplished?
You just heard him say we never quit. I'm really proud of the attitude, the culture that we've created here, obviously. I think it's something that can carry us for many, many years to come. Just like in the past, not having won a World Series trophy in 108 years, I think this year is the breakthrough year. So now that standard of excellence could be carried through for many years to come.
Joe, emotionally, how do you hang in this game? I mean, there was a heart attack every 10 minutes.
Well, you know, you got to try. Everything was going perfectly until Davis hit the home run, and then all of a sudden you have to like really go to plan B, C, and D. But our guys are there all the time. There's no, like I said, there's no quit in the dugout. The conversation was great. It was incredible. It's incredible to be part of that whole moment.
When do you think, we'll let you go, when do you think it will settle in? I don't know if it's fully hit you. The Cubs have won the World Series.
I promise you, RV Drive, me and Jay are going to be heading back down south pretty soon. I will take it all in at that point. I know we have the parades coming up and all that kind of great stuff, but it'll hit me then. Last point, listen, I want to congratulate Tito and the Indians. I have so much respect for him and them. A great series, great season for them, absolutely. So I just want to make sure that I put that out there too. They're fantastic.
Joe, wonderful. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Joe Maddon. And this Cubs clubhouse is fired up as you would expect. It's now time for the Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Let's bring in the commissioner again.
This year's most valuable player in the World Series is Ben Zobrist. Ben, you had a great series, and as everyone remembers, a crucial hit tonight, so there's a piece of hardware for
you. You've done this a couple years in a row. It's pretty hard to do. What does this one feel like compared to last year?
It's unbelievable. I can't even put it into words. What this team has battled through all year long, and believing that we're the best team, but the ups and the downs and having to fight through things. I mean, it's an unbelievable team to be a part of. Every guy on this team roots for each other, takes care of each other, and picks each other up, and that's what we did during that rain delay.
Ben, I have to ask you about the at-bat, the game-winning hit there, and you had two strikes. You had one defensive swing, kind of stay alive. But just how do you calm yourself in that moment, and what are you thinking against Shaw there in the 10th?
Well, you know, I know he throws a pretty hard cutter, and I was just battling. Obviously, I swung at a ball with two strikes and just barely hung in there in the at-bat, and fortunately he put one close enough to the plate where I could just slap it down the line down there. I mean, I have to thank Riz, because I never would have been in that situation if he wasn't such a good player.
Ben, hang on. We have a surprise for you. We're going to bring in Paul Edwards, Vice President for Chevrolet, and Paul's got a little surprise for you, right, Paul?
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, Ben, congratulations. An amazing performance tonight and all through the series. And I just want to say on behalf of Chevrolet, our 3,100 Chevy dealers across the country, and kids that play Chevy Youth Baseball, we want to honor you, look at it on the screen there, with a 50th anniversary Chevy Camaro that's out on the field right now. Congratulations, man.
Wow, thank you, thank you. Oh my, look at that thing. Oh my goodness, that's unbelievable. Oh man, I'm gonna have to take everybody in a ride in that thing for sure. That's unbelievable.
I have a feeling, Ben, if you drive that thing around Chicago, you'll never have to buy another meal the rest of your life.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait.
Go enjoy it with your teammates. Ben Zobrist, the most valuable player here in this World Series, and we'll see if there's any other players we can grab up here. They're celebrating, enjoying this trophy presentation right now. Any other players we can get up here? Here's Anthony Rizzo. Maybe we can say hello to Anthony. Hey, Anthony, want to say a word real quick? For sure. Come on up. We had a great piece. You were Mike during the game, and you talked about how you were a glass case of emotion. That was like in the 5th inning. So how in the world were you holding it together later?
I don't know. I don't know. It's the best game I've ever been a part of. It's the best game I've ever seen, really. Just what a team. We started this year as a heavy favorites, and we went wire to wire all year. That was the best team in baseball. And the Indians did one heck of a job competing with their injuries, but this is the best feeling in the world.
Before I let you go, you were here when this team wasn't very good. You know, you've been here a while now, and you've seen the transition slowly to this point. What is it like now to be on top?
Oh my God, it's the best feeling in the world. You know, a lot of people have written us off. A lot of people have written us off this series, last series. So for us to come back 3-1 and win and finish this off in extra innings, it's the best rain delay of all time.
You believe you're world champs?
We're world champions for the rest of our lives.
Not bad. Anthony, congratulations. Go enjoy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Anthony Rizzo and the Chicago Cubs are World Series champions. Unbelievable. That's it from the clubhouse. Let's go back upstairs.
Anthony Rizzo suffered a 101-loss season in 2012 with the Cubs. And Bill Murray's hoping to honk the horn. I don't know if the keys are in it. But the MVP is Ben Zobrist, a world champion a year ago in Kansas City. He got the go-ahead RBI double tonight in the 10th. And then a big RBI by Miguel Montero. Made it a 2-run advantage. Cubs win it by 1. Man, so much to talk about. What a game. And every once in a while, the game of baseball gives you a night you'll never forget. And the Cubs are off the list. As I said, tired of hearing about 1908. And like Theo Epstein said, for so many who have come before them, names like Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, Billy Williams, who is here, Ferguson Jenkins, Rick Sutcliffe, Mark Grace, Ryan Sandberg. Cubs are celebrating. Back after this.
That going on TV. Go Cubs go, go Cubs go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs gonna win today. Go Cubs go, go Cubs go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? Cubs gonna win today.
The 1908 Cubs defeated Ty Cobb and the Tigers for the second straight year in the World Series. Names like Joe Tinker, Johnny Evers, Frank Chance, Mordecai Brown, Hall of Famers who played on that team. And now this good young core is celebrating in the visiting clubhouse here in Cleveland. Cubs win it all in 2016. And we welcome you inside our broadcast booth.